Nowadays, when anyone ever mentions electric cars, the Tesla always comes into the conversation, as if it was some groundbreaking technology on wheels. But in fact, the first successful electric automobile built in the United States was attributed to William Morrison of Des Moines, Iowa, back in 1891. Thomas Alva Edison even worked on creating a long-lasting, powerful battery for commercial automobiles in 1899 because he believed that electricity would run autos of the future. And boy, was he right. By 1900, 28% of the almost 4,200 cars produced in the U.S. were powered by electricity. Well, and son of a gun, here's another version of the electric car that, well, obviously only fits certain size people. But then in 1908, Henry Ford introduces the mass-produced gasoline-powered Model T. And just 4 years later, Charles Kettering invents the first practical electric automobile starter. Kettering's invention eliminated the unwieldy hand crank starter and ultimately eliminates the electric car's major selling point, which was ease of starting an operation. By 1920, the electric car was put to rest in favor of gas-powered vehicles because of their greater power, their longer distance, and of course the ready availability of gasoline. Plus, of course, the gas cars cost a lot less than the electric cars back then. So, the ongoing interest in development of the electric car has been going on for well over 100 years.
Well, here we are in 2019, and Jaguar is introducing their very first fully battery-powered electric vehicle, or BEV for short. Allow me to introduce the brand new, never-before experienced or seen 2019 Jaguar I-Pace.
It comes in 4 trim levels, the H, the SE, the HSE, and the first edition model. And they're all all-wheel drive, starting out at only $69,500++ for the base and going up to $85,900++ for the limited edition.
Yeah, I get it. But it also has an aluminum chassis that's extremely light and totally rigid to help hold their 90 kilowatt battery system that's located in the floor of the vehicle itself. Gives it a very low center of gravity and extremely enhanced handling. And the battery for the I-Pace comes with an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So why don't you just let me take over the review, huh? And by the way, your ride's leaving.
Hey, that's mine.
The I-Pace has 2 electric motors, one in the front, one in the rear, generating 394 horsepower, 512 pound-feet of torque, taking it from 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. And this will give you a drive range of about 234, 240 miles on a full charge. But obviously the heat, as well as the cold, can affect that. And in the front, you have some gorgeous LED headlights, as well as daytime running lights. And in the back, you have gorgeous LED brake lights and backup lights. You get dual wishbone suspension system up front and an integral multi-link rear suspension. Plus, there's also a standard air suspension where when you hit 65 miles an hour, it'll actually lower the vehicle by 0.4 inches. And if you decide to go off-road, because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, it'll actually raise it up as well. The I-Pace has a cab-forward design since there's no gasoline engine, and that gives it a very aerodynamic style to it, very distinctive. You can see that from the airflow coming through this huge air vent up front, swooping over the vehicle all the way down the rear spoiler, so that you don't even need a rear wiper washer. So I'm told. This design helps make it very aerodynamic, giving it a drag coefficient of only 0.29. And this cab-forward design also does a couple other things that allows for a lot more interior space for passengers as well as cargo. And speaking of cargo, check this out. You have flush-mounted deployable door handles. Very cool. But now watch. you have 2 cargo areas, one in the back as well as one in the front. And this holds 0.9 cubic feet of cargo space. Hey, this is awesome. Look at all this room. Hey, stop. No, hey, no, come on. Now, let's go to the rear. Now for rear cargo, well, first you can open it up in a variety of ways. Number one, you can use your key fob like I'm using here. There's an interior release. There's also the optional foot waving, hands-free open and close, plus Jaguar gives you an activity key available so that you can just put it on the J, open it up, wear this on all your sporting stuff, go out skiing or surfing, and then come back and unlock your car. Hey, or you could just not use it. Now, back here, 25.3 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seats up. And if you fold the 60-40 split folding rear seat down, 51 cubic feet. That's a lot of space. That's versatility. That's cool. And did I mention the handles retract? When you're inside a Jaguar, you know it's just the prime place to be with such luxury. And the I-Pace is no different, as well as the amazing performance of these 2 electric motors. It's just the God! I'm sorry. I just freaked out the camera guy. He had no idea. He was not ready for that. I'm sorry. That's my fault. My bad. Leather all around you, double stitching over the top. Absolutely stunning interior. And you have your dual screens, your 10-inch on top, your smaller version down here, your 12.3-inch screen over here, and it's just digital heaven. You have your fingertip controls, you have your nobulation down here for your air conditioning, your heating system. You can control the fan, you can control your seats with a push or a pull. But how come the power only goes up to 7? Why doesn't it go to 10? What's that all about? I'm confused. Anyway, we're pulling a U-turn here because I don't know where I'm going. And the sunlight was in my face, and I didn't like that. When you look at the 12.3-inch digital instrumentation, you can just see it's got all your information. It has the navigation from your big screen, your 10-inch screen here. You also have your climate controls down here. Plenty of controls for your suspension system. You can adjust it. I'm in comfort mode. I'm in eco mode. I want to go to the all-terrain modes. I want to go to sport mode. Let's push the checkered flag. Yes. And here we go. Now, when you have the adjustable suspension system like we're referring to here, it is a way to give you that feel that you're looking for. If you want to be economically sound, you want to get the maximum fuel efficiency, go to eco. Normal is everyday driving, but your sport and dynamic mode, that's the name of the game. And with the adjustable suspension system, you're going to tighten the throttle response, tighten the steering. Everything is going to be a little quicker and more fun. And you can even adjust the exhaust note on the system, so you can change the sound to make it sound a little more throaty, which is fun. You have the luxury of the leather throughout the interior, beautiful, comfortable seats. You've got either an 8-way adjustable, 10-way, up to 18-way adjustable like we do in our first edition. We also have our head-up display here as well. Beautiful suede leather roof liner. And you have quad zone air conditioning, dual zone in front, dual zone in back, which is great. And it's all fingertip controlled, or the nobulation that you would expect here to give you that tactile feeling. Wow, this back seat is awesome. There's plenty of room for 3 people back here, even on the center hump. And you've got quad zone air conditioning. I got my own controls back there. And look at this leather interior and this beautiful double stitching here. This is absolutely amazing. And look at the roof. It's a glass panel. This is unbelievably gorgeous. I love it. I love the beautiful glass pane roofline. Not only does it give you more headroom, but at the same time, it also has the tinting effect to reduce the heat on the car to help extend the mileage, because it's not going to be absorbing so much electric energy. You also have features such as when the car's plugged in, you can heat it or cool it off while it's charged, so it's not going to take away from your distance. As well as, let's see, the interior itself is going to be much more comfortable because you can control it remotely by your phone. There's so many remote controls you can utilize. Starting the vehicle, things, the usual stuff you'd expect. Plus, plenty of driver assistance. You have your lane change assist, adaptive cruise control, backup sensors all the way around, 360 camera, autonomous braking. You have and the off-roading settings that you can do. Like we're in traffic right now. You're not going to be off-roading anywhere. But if you wanted to, you could. The Meridian sound systems, the choice of 3. The basic Meridian sound system is 14 speakers, 380 watts. But you can step up to the Meridian surround sound system with 20 speakers, 825 watts of power. If you have the opportunity, though, you want to go to the premium sound system. And all of these come with their subwoofers, of course. But this has 26 speakers, 1,300 watts. Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? That's what I'm saying. I just told you, 26 speakers, 1,300 watts of power. Are you paying attention? I know it's a gorgeous interior and your eyes get distracted, but hey, I'm talking to you. Now, you have tons of storage in this vehicle. I mean, you have storage because you have a floating center console. You've got areas down here. You've got areas underneath. You've got a decent sized glove box. You've got cup holders, bottle holders, center console right here. Huge, like with the cargo space we talked about in the back with the fold down rear seats and everything. You've got lots of space. You even have space for your sunglasses. What do you know about that? Yeah. Now, as far as charging is concerned, if you want to plug it in at home with your 240, if it was completely empty, to get it to full, it'd take about 12 and a half hours. But you could get to 80% in 10 hours if you needed to. But nobody really depletes their battery that much. But if you went to a DC fast charger, you could charge it up within about an hour and a half to 80%, maybe even 100%. And about 45 minutes with a super fast charger, the 100 kilowatt charger. So their chargers are all over the place. And that's a great thing too, because the infrastructure is really there to help support this new driving technology. You have to get used to the quiet. It's hard to tell when the vehicles are on or off, but there is an audible noise when you're in reverse so that people will hear you backing up. And when you're driving at very low speeds, I think it's 12 miles per hour or less, it'll also give an audible beep to the pedestrians out there, because you want to protect them as well. There's a tremendous amount of driver safety features built into the vehicle. You have your, of course, lane change assist, blind spot detection, cross traffic detection, your parking sensors, a 360 camera, as well as your backup camera. You also have the adaptive cruise control, as far as ABS, electronic brake force distribution, anti-lock braking, traction control as well. All of that to give you the driving dynamics as well as the creature comforts that you would expect using this car either to commute or for long trips. Oh, did I mention you have regenerative braking system? You can even control the regenerative braking system here. You have everything at your fingertips. You have your eco data, you have your camera controls. This also is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay available. And that's cool too, because when you have your phone, your Apple or Android phone, you can check on your charging levels, the charging status, things like that, so that you know where your car stands with your electrification. Plus, when you're at home charging your car, you can also turn on the heat or cool the car down before you even get behind the wheel, so that'll maximize your driving distance as well. And if you have a drive range, this is my opinion, you got 240 miles, and if I'm driving 60 miles an hour, that's 4 hours worth of driving time, which most people won't normally utilize. But I don't know, I think when you get used to this, it's a brand new lifestyle. Now, some manufacturers have only been in the automobile business for a short while that are manufacturing electric cars. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Jaguar's been producing cars for 80 years, and this is their future of electrification, and I think that they're starting off on the right foot. Here's an electrification lesson. AC charging, that's alternating current. DC is direct current. And then there's SK. That's Steve Current. That's me. Sorry. Oh, look at this guy cutting in front of me. Like, I could bury him, should I so desire, with the torque that's here. Because you don't have your standard transmission. You just have a single gear transmission, so it's all pure monster torque. And you have your drive button, you have your neutral button, your reverse button, and your park button, and that is it. Oh, don't tempt me. Don't test me, buddy. If they only knew the power of the battery. You could just drive in this car all day long because that's what we've been doing, and it's definitely getting dark out, but these LEDs look amazing. And when people see the double J LED light at night, they know that it's a Jag coming at them. It is so, so nice. And don't forget, when you're investigating electric cars, you have to put into perspective, you're not going to be emitting, carbon emissions out into the environment. You're going to be environmentally friendly. You don't have exhaust to worry about. You don't have a lot of the mechanical aspects of an engine to worry about. You have lower maintenance. You don't have any oil changes. There's a lot of pluses to going electric that most people don't realize, but you need to think about it. It's worthwhile. If you're looking for the technology, the latest and greatest, if you just want to experience the pure luxury of a Jaguar and you want to step into the future with the electric car, then the I-Pace is definitely the way to go. Well, if you like what you see, if you have fun like we do, then my little friend and I say, please do us a favor, subscribe. Subscribe.